Everyone, what's up? This is Jonah or JZMARTS, and I have my first MLB 11 to show gameplay with the teams the Texas Rangers vs St. Louis Cardinals. And you can see the rosters on the screen for you to know which players are playing. Now, of course, I chose these teams because either right now, the two main teams, well, actually the two teams in the World Series this year. Now, in this commentary, I'm going to talk about more about the World Series, the playoffs, from the beginning to end, what has happened so far. Now in this playoffs, there has been originally, it was the Yankees, Phillies, there was St. Louis, Texas, Arizona Diamondbacks, and I'm missing one team, and Milwaukee. Now originally, these were the three teams I wanted to make it, either wanted to make it to the World Series. I wanted Detroit. The reason I wanted Detroit is because they're a very good team. I know I have family that lives in Detroit, so it kind of felt personal to me. I wanted Arizona because they were the Arizona Diamondbacks. They got two players in August. Well, I think it was more like to the end of August. They got Johnny Mack, which was a fan favorite for the Toronto Blue Jays, and they got Aaron Hill, which was an All-Star in 2009, a great player from the Blue Jays. If you don't know this, the Blue Jays are my favorite team, so had to go with the Arizona Diamondbacks. The reason they both wanted to go with the team because they wanted to go up to a playoff contending team. My third team I chose was Phillies because I've always loved them. I've actually became more of a fan of them ever since Roy Halladay got traded. I mean, Roy Halladay is my favorite pitcher of all time. Even though he is the best, I felt the connection with him. So I kind of wanted the Phillies to win. But in the end, none of those three teams had a 50% chance of one of them making it into the World Series. And none of them did. And my predictions were all wrong. And the World Series right now, as you can see, it's Texas via St. Louis. And in this game right here, my gameplay, it's a great gameplay for Texas. As you can see in the first inning. Alright, so the reason I want Texas to win the World Series is not because, like the players better or anything than St. Louis, but I prefer American League teams over National League teams. You're probably all going to think, what a stupid reason to like a team. Well, to be honest, I don't like them both. This is a very boring World Series. I want St. Louis because I want Texas because I like American teams better. I like the way American baseball is played, not National League. But you have to understand this. A lot of people are criticizing, like I just did right now, these World Series. But on these teams, this isn't a team with sluggers and everything. This is a pitching team. As you saw, Carpenter, he pitched that whole game. I mean, what an amazing game that was. And also in this World Series, if you didn't notice, there was also the first walk-off grand slam in playoff history. This has been a very interesting one. Even though there hasn't been a slugger one, in other ways it has been a very interesting, playoffs. Alright, so the second part of my commentary I'm going to talk about, is, I talked about on my own channel, but I want to talk about it again on this channel, is about the New York Yankees. Now, I don't know what you guys is, but I hate the Yankees, it's just a personal thing. I'm a Boston fan also, and I just hate the Yankees in general. Derek Jeter is a very nice guy, but there's one player I hate most of all, is A-Rod. I mean, I just hate him so much. I hate him with a passion. Now you're probably all wondering, all those Yankees fans, why do you hate him? He's such a good player. First of all, he probably uses steroids. He actually used to use steroids. I don't think any MLB player uses steroids anymore because they have very strict laws and drug tests and everything. But my closest team to me is the Seattle Mariners, so I consider them my home team. I go to tons of games in the year. I get season tickets with my family, and the closest team, I want. A-Rod was a huge star on that team. I mean, A-Rod played for the Seattle Mariners for a long time. I loved him when he was the A-Rod. I loved him when he was the Mariners. But then he decided for more money, even if I was a baseball player, I would want to play on the Yankees. He decided to trade to the Yankees for more money. If I were him, I thought he made the right decision. It's the Yankees. It's a baseball player's dream to play for the #1 team. This, but for the fans, so it sucks. You're losing a great player. He's also a douchebag, and he's sorry for my language, but he's cheated on numerous women, Cameron Diaz, and all of them, knocks them all up. And it's just a horrible guy, I think. Oh my god, I just hate him so much, and it's just hard for me to talk about in this commentary. Alright, so the last thing I'm going to talk about in this commentary is a new series we're doing out. So we're gonna do this at the after the World Series, maybe the day after. Me, as if you don't know who I am, I'm JZMARTS, by the way, Jonah, and Maddie, who's the TGNSports channel manager, and Dangles, who is the moderator for TGNSports and a director, and Jamar, sorry if I'm not pronouncing your name right. He's another director, really nice guy, does a lot of gameplays. Every time there's been an important game in real life, like an actual sports on video games, but like the World Series that's happening, we're gonna do a video. Not as over gameplay, but just all of our voices talking. Us talking out what's been happening so far, what our predictions is. Now it's a little bit late for predictions for the World Series because we just came up with this concept. So we're gonna do it after the World Series, our first episode. We're gonna talk about conclusions of which teams we were cheering for, how we enjoyed the World Series. This is just like kind of a meeting place for for main directors, for people in TGN Sports, just talking out about gameplays, talking like guys how we talk. And I'm sorry, we're gonna do other gameplays too. We're gonna do the Super Bowl, maybe a really good football game. We're gonna try and doing this every 2 weeks maybe, because there is a lot to organize. You have to understand. We gotta get all the people at the right time together. They all have to be free to record. So I'm probably going to do the last part of my gameplay. This is going to probably be like a 5-part thing. MLB 11 takes so long to record. So the last part of this gameplay, we'll have to go with at the end of the World Series with this series. So don't expect the last part to be with this series on my own. It'll be this new series. If it is a nice series, it's because the timing was off, but it probably won't be. Alright guys, so we're coming to the near end of this commentary. I think it was a great one. I'm going to try uploading baseball every week. It's my passion. I love being part of TGN Sports. Alright guys, this is it. Bye. Thanks.